What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I'm joined by the podcast dad, Choops. How is that inner bitch of yours today?
That's not as big as yours. Hi, Max. Have fun tonight. I want all the details.
Doing good. I know. And
talking
Hope is already out here in the chat. I know. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything that's worth reporting there. But great.
Thank you for tuning in. Great
to you. Thank you. It's been a minute. Always good to see you in the chats. Thank you to everybody joining us tonight. Podcast Dad, you know where they can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But I'm going to have you ask or tell them why it is so important to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
It is so important to subscribe to the YouTube channel because you support us. We get to support independent wrestling and do what we love, like we're doing for SCI, like
next
we're doing
week
for Mr. Landon Hale, who has a big match coming up.
Massive.
Shout out, Landon. Please be Tim Bosby. Please be Tim Bosby. That's it. But subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, because it helps us help support independent wrestling like we love doing.
Yeah, and show some love to our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net on all social media platforms. Great podcast, bloggers, vicious rants, fan art, memes, you name it, we have it. So yeah, great group of people that we work with. Shout out to DC Hendricks, our newest member of the group. And I think we have some mixers coming up. I believe we're talking about some, but I don't think any official dates just yet, if I recall correctly.
I think there might be one Saturday.
Okay. Well, all the more reason to go follow the Main Event Wrestling Network and, get that information.
The Main Event Nips, huh?
Yeah.
That's later tonight, bud.
Okay. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. A guy talks a little fast, gets tongue-tied, and all of a sudden the world freaks out. Okay.
It's weird. Main Event Network, you turned into Nips.
I don't know how.
Tongue-tied for sure. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus. What the hell's going on out here? There's a lot going on outside this door.
I can tell. Maybe that's a little distracting. Excuse me. No, kidding. Podcast Dad. Oh, boy. Trivia Tuesday is back here on a lighter note.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is back.
What does that have to do with Trivia Tuesday?
I'm just scratching my cheek.
I'm just waiting to see how you make this jump. That's it. And for a great brown hope, there are 2 mixers this weekend. Stay tuned for details on the Main Event Wrestling Network.
No, I think I wanted to join one. I think I'm on dad duty this weekend, so I don't think I'm able to hop on. But please tune in to the Main Event Network. I will be retweeting it, and if I can, I will hop in those comments.
I like it. And where would we be without our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel? GorillaPressApparel.bigcartel.com. Podcast Dad, I'm telling you, Trivia Tuesday has been a fucking hit. Congratulations again to Josh at Rope Break Media, who won last week's. And now everybody watching tonight has another chance to enter and win again. All correct guesses. DM them to us on any of our social media platforms, and you will be entered in a drawing to win a prize from our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. And here is the question. This title was only defended once on pay-per-view, and it was at SummerSlam. What was the title, and who was the winner? Again, all correct guesses will be entered into that drawing that we will be announcing this Friday at noon.
I don't even know the answer to this one.
Really?
I've been kind of racking my brain. I think I might have the answer, but I've been racking my brain a little bit. This one's, the last one, I don't want to say was a little bit of a softball, but he came in with the high heat on this one.
Oh yeah. We gotta ease everybody into it. Dip your toes in the water with trivia,
Right. That's a baseball reference that you wouldn't understand because the Reds suck. Go Phillies.
Really? Yeah, okay. All right.
You want to go to you? Okay.
I'm just not doing this with you today. Okay.
No. Shush. So you want to and you sent me the text.
I did.
I want everybody to know this.
I did.
You want to go to a Phillies game with me?
Yeah, because even in person, you're still not as douchey as you like to be on this platform, and that's because you know that you can. So you haven't been to a sporting event where. Do you remember the day of the Eagles-Bengals game? Do you remember the day of the Eagles-Bengals game? I do. I do remember that, and yet you're still generally tolerable there.
Because the game hadn't happened yet.
Well,
but if you're going to go to the game with me, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous.
To be fair, Mr. Ramsey suggested, hey, let's all get together and go to a game, and we knew that this was one you would be interested in going to see. So
100%.
Excuse us for wanting to get the podcast parents out for a night on the town.
Now it's a Tuesday, but yeah, we'll go to the game.
I didn't say what night on the town. I just said night on the town, bitch.
It's a Tuesday.
Okay. Still a night on the town.
The Reds Phillies is Tuesday. The day before, I will also be at that game because Snoop Dogg's there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fernando. I appreciate it.
No.
Thank you.
Why the hell would you say that? Go where?
Because some people like
to
Mr.
the couch
Cincinnati
to watch the playoffs, or what? What are we doing? That's typically what happens.
This is just
go where?
What a prince this
to
guy.
Watch the playoffs.
Fernando, seriously, you got to DM us. We want to send you a T-shirt.
You know what the point of sports is, right? To win. Whatever. Hey, what do I know?
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's hey. It's a Tuesday.
I'm too old for that now, bud. I am too old. I'm in bed by like 9:30 most nights.
So you did not watch all of NXT, did you?
Of course I did.
Oh, look, you staying up till 10.
I know what happened. Of course I know I always know what happened.
Well, let's talk about it.
What tickled your fancy? I'll let you start.
Once again, I have to tip my hat to NXT for giving two shits about Evolution this weekend, because they have done consistently the most. They have done the most consistent booking to get people interested in this show. It's sure. I have no problem with the fact that this could be a relatively NXT heavy match with a battle royal specifically. I have no problem with that, just because at least we're seeing people actually want to fight for a chance on this card, as opposed to Adam Pearce just, you want in, you got in. You want to have this match, got it. Rubber stamp and move on.
How do you feel about Stephanie coming back to NXT to announce that she's in the battle royal?
That's a little too soon.
I agree.
But it gets a pop. I understand why they would do it.
Yeah, but why couldn't that have been a segment on Raw?
I know, because they did do a pre-tape about her, I believe, during one of the commercial breaks. You could have announced.
She was on main event this week. She was there. I mean, she was there. They could have used her. I don't. What do I know? This is one of those things. I don't know. Yes, I do appreciate NXT actually caring about Evolution and building it and trying to get hype for it. Man, how do you feel about Great American Bash? A little bit lackluster build on my end.
Yeah, and there's a Bleacher Report article I read earlier today that I meant to send to you. While us, okay, I'll speak for me. I never want to speak for you, but I as a wrestling fan do like the idea of having all of these shows this weekend, because it gives me something to do, something to watch. Like, it's just like okay, this is how I'm going to spend my weekend, watching a bunch of wrestling. However, it feels just very, very clear that TKO's objective is just to do whatever they can to counter program All In. That seems like that is the only objective, is to just have shows for the sake of having shows. That I think at the very least, we probably would have gotten Great American Bash on a Sunday had All In not be taken place. Same thing with, I don't think we would have had a Saturday night's main event this quickly. I think that's something they probably would have waited until after SummerSlam, maybe before Clash in Paris to do. That, again, just my 2 cents. Wishes the Bash was not up against All In. I agree completely. I mean, this was just like what's even shittier about it is that when we look at the weekend as a whole, no matter what happens, no matter how good all three of those shows are, the perception is going to be the women can't draw. I don't know if we're going to do this again. They're going to get the brunt of the blame for whatever happens if the numbers for WWE are not as good as they are for AEW this weekend. And that really pisses me off.
I just don't think this card is very good. Like I think they're just trying to counter program, like you said, to counter program. Like this card just doesn't really do much for me. I mean, it's at 2:30, which I think All In starts early too. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
that's
a 3. Yeah, and I don't know how much of that is a pre-show or anything like that. I don't know.
They're smart. They make like the first hour like the pre-show to let WWE do their thing, because there's no way this lasts more than 2 hours.
No.
There's only 5 matches on the card, so
yeah.
Let's break down this card real quick.
Okay.
Javon Evans takes on Jasper Troy. They had some fun segments last night. I enjoyed that. I really wish they would do something with Javon Evans. I think he'd be good in like the North American division. Maybe he is the guy to beat Obafemi. I don't know. I
Goliath.
kind of feel like he's just kind of floating right now. So the match against Jasper Troy will be fine. I don't think it's going to be anything mind blowing, but
yeah, it will. And I mean, I think at this point, like Javon Evans, I mean, he came out of the gate just right out of the cannon. So this is kind of a predictable kind of valley in what is a very promising, very young WWE career. I'm not bothered by the fact that this is a match that we're getting on this particular card. He's one of their best standouts, and anybody can have a good match with him. Jasper Troy, this is his first premium live event, and he's the first winner of LFG. They want to make a statement with this guy. He's already gotten a match with Obafemi. So at this point, it's kind of let's bring everybody back down to cruising altitude. And this is the match that we're getting for the card that's being put together is, for whatever your criticisms are to the build. I'm good with this. I think that Jasper Troy gets win here. Okay. Yeah, Jasper Troy, because they want to show that LFG is something that they can, treat like it tough enough that can bring in new names, or another game show NXT where you get some surprise standouts. So, I think this is going to be a big one for Jasper Troy. I expect him to get the win here.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Jasper Troy will get the win. I think it's going to be a good match. Probably should open the show. But, I think it's going to be good. Ethan Page and Ricky Saints for the North American Championship Falls Count Anywhere.
I like the stipulation. Also really enjoyed the gauntlet match last night. I think Ricky Saints gets the win here. And it's too early to say whether this is kind of the end of an NXT run for Ethan Page, because I like what he's doing with Swipe Right. I really, really do. And kind of having him in this mentorship role I like this, because we come back to the same question of, are these people ready for the main roster? Absolutely. Ethan Page definitely is. It's just, what do you do with him right now?
You put him with Seth Rollins.
I only kind of like it, and I think it's because Ethan Page's personality is a little too cocky for me. I think a little too cocky for what they're building with this Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Like there's a steeliness about it as far as how reserved in their presentation that they are, that Ethan Page just isn't for me. Okay. And that's the only knock that I have against that.
I would say this is more of like a loser leaves NXT match.
And that's kind of what Fernando's thinking here.
Yeah. I think whoever wins, obviously we'll have the North American Championship. Whoever loses, I think, is main roster bound. I'll pick Ricky Saints. I think Ricky Saints will probably get the win here and then continue his run in NXT. Ethan Page doesn't have anything else to prove down in NXT, so give me Ricky Saints. So Ruka will defend the Women's North American Championship against Izzy Dame. All right.
I'm still going to go Sol Ruka here, and I think that's because we get the split on Sunday. So that's my thought.
I guess. It's interesting. It does have Izzy Dame with Tatum Paxley. So
I love that she's part of the calling now. I really do.
Yeah, I think this will be fine. The build hasn't been great, I don't think. Like we're just kind of waiting for that Zarya shoe to drop at this point.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have it sooner than later. Like, let's not continue to drag this out. I think they're waiting till their SummerSlam kind of PLE to do this.
I don't even know what that is.
It is. They do not have a next one. So,
okay.
Looking here on Wikipedia, they do not have a next event announced. But I'm assuming they're going to do something
on
that big SummerSlam weekend to try to make it like WrestleMania weekend. So, and that's a big match that you could put on that card. All right, Zarya and Sol Ruka for the North American Championship. Obviously, I think Sol Ruka will win. I don't know how great this match is going to be. So,
I don't know. I don't think it'll be as bad as you think.
Jury's still out for me on Izzy Name a little bit.
Yeah, but the jury's not out on Sol Ruka, and she's in that position where you want to get a good match out of somebody. I think that she's more than capable of doing that.
I just think there's a larger story here that's going to overshadow the match a little bit more with the Zarya turn that we're looking for. So
yeah.
But yeah, give me Sol Ruka. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe take on JC Jane and Fallon Henley in a tag match.
Yep.
Again, okay.
I fucking love that pre-tape last night. I really like that. That is, and the heel turn's coming. I think.
I was going to say. So when is she going to turn heel? So I think Jordan Grace wins, and then Blake Monroe turns.
Yeah. I
like Jordan Grace will win at Evolution. And
I would say so because there is, and yeah, let's talk about this here. If we're going to talk about the NXT Women's Championship as well, because even in the Summit main event segment last night, no matter what, JC just comes off as an afterthought. Mm-hmm. No matter what, like I like even when she won the title, we all were shocked and awe. But it was not the next question is immediately, okay, we know this is coming to an end. How soon is it coming to an end? And that's just what it feels like. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a place for that. And it just is what it is. Mm-hmm. But there's money in Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe right now. I think that match that's a marquee match right there. Blake should not waste any time doing what she needs to do to get herself to the front of the line.
I agree. 100%. Excuse me. Agree. Like, this should be winning this match. Give me Fatal Influence to win this match. Just because I think Jordan Grace will win on Sunday.
Okay.
Kind of sow the seeds of doubt with Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, right? Like, they couldn't coexist or be cohesive or whatever.
And Jordan
Fatal Influence is a team, so
yeah. And Jordan counting the lights here does nothing to hurt the aura here. I would rather she take the fall first. Okay.
Like something weird happens, like or they cheat, or like that's the kind of thing, right? I don't think we're going to see a clean pin. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Makes sense. Fernando, shout out to your dog. And then main event, I assume. Obafemi defends the NXT Championship against Inamura.
Yes.
With Josh.
Obafemi wins.
Maybe.
I really enjoyed the Noah package that they put together for Inamura last night too. That was also a lot of fun. I like from a production standpoint, there's just a lot that NXT does right now that I just really, really enjoy because it just feels like it's got its own identity. And I know they're trying to appeal to that younger audience as far as the more pre-taped and giving us some of the soap opera stuff. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't feel intrusive because these are pre-tapes that are meant to be a little bit more lighthearted. They know how to blend all of that in compared to what we see on Raw sometimes, which are much more targeted, direct, not necessarily any sort of random scenarios. It's just kind of your typical promo, just, dressed up very well,
No, NXT does a great job with that. They really do have the WWE-ized, promotion skill to build stars and to build, backstories for people that we don't really know the backstories for because they're brand new, right? So I think it's necessary for NXT to do that way more than it is for the main roster, especially when you have somebody coming over from Noah where fans probably not everybody watches Noah. I don't watch Noah. So it was good to kind of see that. Overall, again, this card's fine.
Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say one other thing I'll add to that is, we always stress how important it is to have the character work down, regardless of whether we're just talking about WWE, AEW, any of our guests that we have on. At least with NXT, you have the creative freedom to do some of these things because you want to put this talent in different scenarios to see how they can adapt to things, because it's one thing to do a pre-tape on the CW. It's going to be quite another to, have to hold your own against another main roster talent on live television on USA or on Netflix. That's all.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Again, this card's fine. It's not, I don't think any one of these matches are jumping off the card for me. Am I going to watch? Of course I'm going to watch. But
yeah, like I said, it's 3:00 on a Saturday. I'll be at the pool. I'll have my iPad on and, playing some beer pong while I'm at it.
Okay, so the 0 hour for AEW starts at 1.
Jesus Christ.
So I hope everybody has
their
laptops
going
charged,
to
their iPads charged, their phones charged, because, we're getting an entire day on Saturday of wrestling.
Yes.
Between NXT, AEW, Saturday Night's Main Event, and then on...
Look who's in the chat.
Jeez. Hakeem also knows how to wear some dancing shoes. Doesn't he?
Hakeem also did once. It's okay. That was yesterday. Okay, you had your moment. Whatever. That's.
I get. You can put that up all you want. You read the quote.
I will. I know that I read the quote. He also tapped out. So
do you disagree with that quote?
I really want to. I am looking for. I'm looking for any reason right now to put over Aaron Wade or Tim Bosby, and I cannot do it compared to what we have seen Hakeem do in 2025. So whatever. Fuck out of here.
Probably the greatest champion of our lifetime.
Okay.
You read it yesterday. You said perhaps ever. I'm just reading the words that MJB wrote.
I can't.
Yeah, he felt that in his heart. So he did. Yeah, no, I will have 2 screens. Hopefully. Some of us do have children that kind of monopolize a screen at times, but I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping to see a little bit of everything. It is going to be a lot of wrestling.
Real quick, also Trivia Tuesday. I'm just going to put that up there for one more second. Thanks to our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. We have got a prize for anybody that can answer this correctly and wins our drawing. This title was only defended once on pay-per-view, and it was at SummerSlam. We need the title and the winner, so DM us on X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Does not matter. All correct guesses will be entered into. Who the fuck is on MySpace anymore? I am curious to see what my profile still looks like right now.
I never had one.
I'm pretty sure the last song I had on my profile was "This Is Why I'm Hot," and then it's just some really, really shitty black and white photos taken on a flip phone. I know. I don't know.
It was a different time, bud. It was a
different
time.
It was a very different time. I know.
Aren't you happy you're so mature now? Yeah.
So mature. Yeah, that's funny.
What are you doing tonight?
Line dancing.
So,
for the plot.
We're going to talk another one real quick. MJB. We're going to go to another one real quick. Just a preview, right? Because there's so many, and we'll preview the other 2 tomorrow. We'll preview Evolution and AEW tomorrow.
Sure. Okay.
So Saturday night's main event. Still only 3 matches. We getting any more matches?
You need to do at least one. And I feel like we need to set the line now for one of these matches because we know that it should not go over a certain time limit. I think that number is 7 minutes.
Oh, man.
I'm saying bell to bell.
I'm going under.
Okay.
I hope it's under.
That's an appropriate number. That is, yeah. I like that number. That is a nice number.
I'm going to set the over-under at like 5:25.
Okay.
Are we talking like you said bell to bell? So
yes.
The entrance is not counted, right?
No. Because where Goldberg's going to get the pomp and circumstance. It's his hopefully last walk ever.
Jesus. That was dark. Yeah, see? 5:25. That's my
I wouldn't say it's dark. There's no offense. Like one of the first action figures I had was a Goldberg action figure. I'm just done with him on my TV screen. That's it.
This should be like a 2002 Divas match. Quick.
The week of evolution in a probes, man. Come on.
Get your shit in and get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else they add to the card. Maybe you put Penta on the card.
Against
Bronson. I don't know. Like, right now you have Gunther Goldberg, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. Like, I don't know what else you put on the card. You're not going to put a women's match on the card, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't. No. Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Maybe a tag match?
New Day isn't getting the rematch that early because that does away with the...
Something with Jey Uso? Maybe like Jey Uso and Sami Zayn.
Sami's out indefinitely.
I don't know. I don't see 3 matches. Like, there's no way this is just... This is how you counteract All In is 3 matches.
Yeah. Which they're not even necessarily countering because if we're lucky, All In will be done by 8, 9 o'clock. There's maybe an hour that these shows will overlap.
All In is not done by 9 o'clock. That's an 8-hour show. That is
Remember the
crazy.
years of our life we didn't get back in 2019?
That would be great. 8 hours? 8 hours. What are they going to do? Give an hour a match? There's only 8 matches on the card right now.
Yeah.
Do you, real quick, and this is way off subject.
That's all right. I got another one off subject.
I mean, this isn't even wrestling related.
Oh, okay. Mine is barely.
You know who Benson Boone is?
I do. I like Benson Boone. Handsome man.
Maisie, my daughter, is obsessed with Benson Boone right now. And
I like Mystical Magical. It's there.
I hate it. I hate the fact that she loves this guy.
Is it the mustache?
No, it's the fact that he's in short shorts without his shirt on the music videos. And my daughter's 3.
I don't know what to say.
The next 50 years of my life, I'm going to be like this. This is not good.
Yeah, probably.
It's not. I don't even think I want to be 50 more years, but hey, you know.
Hey.
That's 80. That's 80, dog.
Yeah.
All right, what were you going to say that was completely off subject? Because I guarantee it's nothing to do with Benson Boone.
But it is wrestling related. Did you see WWE and Big 12 announced a partnership of certain games during football season? They were going to try to position a Raw or SmackDown kind of around those weekends.
Are we gonna get somebody at Nipper?
We are. Well, they will be here in October. They've kind of said that they're trying to plan that along with Iowa versus Cincinnati that weekend. So I haven't seen a college game day schedule, but it would be cool if they got Pat kind of. I'm just saying that, like, if you're going to announce a partnership between WWE, Big 12, and want to, further inject yourself into the mainstream sports culture, what better way to do that than to pick another game? I understand that we fucking suck. Like, I'm not
that's the problem. Is we
I'm
suck.
not disagreeing with that. We don't know what's going to happen come August. Okay.
Yes, we do.
You cursed us by dressing like Satterfield 2 fucking years ago. That's what you did.
If they just fired him, we'd be fine.
They shouldn't have hired him
They had to. Fickle left, which he should never have left because
I
how's
agree
he doing?
with that.
How you doing, Luke? How you doing? Yeah.
He had staying in Cincinnati. The red carpet would have been rolled out to go back to Columbus if he really, really wanted it.
But they moved to the Big 12 anyway, so he could have got to the playoff.
I know.
You think he regrets it?
That's not for me to say, probably. But anyway,
I think he does.
I wouldn't have done it.
No, he was doing so well here.
The money was going to be there.
And he had everything. And now we have fucking Saturday. All right. Now we're both depressed UC fans. This is why I don't support Cincinnati teams, because I just get depressed. Damn it.
Remember how good that we did have it, though?
I do. I remember I followed him. I went to the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
I was there when Alabama just wiped the floor with us.
Yeah, Orange Bowl was great. Sugar Bowl was a disaster, but
everything's a disaster with UC. Can't spell sucks without UC.
Anyway,
can't even get into the 68 team tournament that they play every year.
Now we're both depressed.
Haven't been in that in 6 years. That's great.
Okay, let's get back to wrestling. What else do we have left to break down? What's going on Dynamite tonight?
I have no idea. Plug.
One thing that isn't happening is Mercedes having creative control over anything that she does.
Shut up.
I'm just saying. And
I'm sure.
Thank you for that. It's not necessarily an underrated sort of thing.
I don't think he's underrated.
There's everything around him that including ownership that just needs to improve. Trey is still unhappy.
You know what the best part is?
Very, very sad.
I read a stat the other day.
Okay.
That I think it's the last 3 years he's like the least blitzed quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
And he has the most sacks.
Yep. I know.
Let's see. Mark Briscoe and MJF talkie talk.
What?
That is word for word what is on the graphic. Mark Briscoe and MJF talkie talk.
Okay. I like Mark Briscoe though, so
I don't know what that means. A fatal 4-way for the number 2 spot in the All-In Gauntlet.
There's a men's and women's this year, right?
This is women's, yes. Megan Bain, Ty Mello, Queen Aminata, and Tekla.
You know what? Fuck yeah. That's a great 4-way there.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
AEW Trios champion Samoa Joe, forgot that, takes on Wheeler Yuta.
Wait, with who? With I assume Hook and
it's a one-on-one match.
No, but who is he Trios champions with? That
it's Shibata and Hook, I think, right?
Oh yeah, the Ops. That's right. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
Timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes final face-to-face.
They got to get physical here.
And then Jesus Christ. And then we have the All-Star 8-man tag.
No, another one.
Moxley, the Young Bucks, and Claudio take on Hangman, Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata. Again, didn't we just do this?
I say this with every fiber of my being.
So happy birthday, Shelton Benjamin.
And this is somebody that, and I sent you that video of Chris Jericho being in Fairborn, Ohio, playing to tens of fans. I sincerely hope, as much as I love Mox, I need a little break from him. I hope after All In, we just get a little bit. He has earned the downtime. He has always put the company on his back as best as he can the entire time that he has been with AEW. I cannot take that away from him. However, Death Rider's storyline has been very hard to watch. It has been very hard to root for Mox this entire time. This
is what John Cena should have been. Hot take. Because we cannot stand the Death Riders. Correct?
I'm fine with Claudio.
Is this not heat?
I love Maria Shafir in the group. Like,
it's not heat. You want to see him lose. That's the entire point. Look, they're doing, I think, what they're supposed to do. We want to see him
fucking belt on television. I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what he's doing. You're getting involved into it. You want to see it happen. You're going to watch because you want to see it happen. I think they're doing a good job. Now that I'm kind of taking a step back and looking at it, I think they've done a good job with the Death Rider storyline. Not gonna lie to you. Because I am at the point where it's not go away heat. It's just kind of like, man, I really want this guy to lose. And isn't that the point? I want to see the hero win and bring back what I wanted. I'm just saying.
Those are still in go away heat for me, but that's just me.
It's not Jeff Jarrett yet.
Yeah.
Go do your line dancing, bud. Get out of here.
Yeah, is that all the entirety of what we have for Dynamite tonight?
That was it, yes.
No, wow, okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Podcast Dad, hit him with the quickness.
The what?
Hit them with the quickness. Tell them why they should subscribe.
No, so please subscribe to our channel because I'm gonna hit you with the quickness.
This is not the first time that I've used that phrase on the show. Either.
I've never heard that phrase before. I've never heard that phrase before in my life.
I promise you, I have that.
Guarantee you.
Adios to our fact checker. Thank you, everybody. We will be back tomorrow previewing Evolution and All In. Thank you so much for joining us. Trivia Tuesday, one more time. This title was only defended once on pay-per-view, and it was at SummerSlam. What was the title? Who was the winner? DM us your answer on any of our platforms, and the correct guesses will be entered into a raffle. Winner will be announced this Friday at noon, and we'll get a prize from our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. Podcast Dad, great to see you. Sounds like you have your hands full with screaming children, so adios.
Always. Love you guys.
That's Podcast Dad. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, enjoy the graphs.